to write a contract between the Christians and the Muslims, now that they had agreed to live under the Islamic State. In this contract it was agreed that the Christians who are living under the Islamic State have to pay a tax. When paying this tax, they will be protected by the Islamic State, number one. And number two, there will be no way they need to fight in war. We will protect them. As Muslims, we'll protect you. You just have to pay a tax for being within the state. He wrote it that they have to give 1,000 pieces of clothing. Where? 1,000 pieces of clothing they have to give in Ramadan, and 1,000 pieces of clothing they have to give in Safar. That's their tax, which they have to pay. He was the writer. Number 3, when Surah At-Tawbah was revealed, Surah number 9 of the Quran, the only surah in the Quran which doesn't begin with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Rasulullah had sent Abu Bakr to go towards revelation, in terms of telling him, go and announce it to the Quraysh. There was a point to be mentioned here. Because if it is revealed in the 9th year of Hijrah, Rasulullah dies in the 10th year of Hijrah. So therefore there is a point. Abu Bakr, you go. You have an intention to become leader after me? You go. You go and reveal the verses. Go and tell them. On the way, Allah sends a message to His Prophet. He says, Muhammad, tell the people that either you announce the verses or someone who is from yourself. What does Rasulullah do? Ali ibn Abi Talib, go to Abu Bakr and tell him to give you those verses. You have to be the one who announces them, not him. Because my Lord has told me either me or someone who is from the self of the Prophet, that's the person who has to go and announce. Ali ibn Abi Talib goes and announces in front of the whole of Quraysh. He announces in front of the whole of Quraysh those verses of the Quran. Bara'atun min Allah wa rasulah ila alladhina ahadtum min al-mushrikeen. Here again, Ali ibn Abi Talib, politically, Rasulullah has shown on 3 different occasions that he has the political ability to be my successor. That's why we notice that there is a hadith where we notice how he is compared with Rasulullah. Where he is asked, who is greater? You are Adam, you are Nuh, you are Ibrahim, you are Musa, you are Isa, and you are Muhammad. He is asked to compare himself with all of them. He says, it is not me, it's not like me to come and compare myself with people like this. But if you are asking and you want to know my position, then know what is my position. He says what? He comes forward with his position and he says, Adam was told not to eat from one area. From one area he was told not to eat. Yet he went ahead and ate it, although it was a recommendation for him to stay away from it. I, Ali ibn Abi Talib, do not even eat the halal which is there for me. He says in terms of Ibrahim, Ibrahim asked Allah, Ya Allah, can you make the dead alive? Can you raise the dead and make them alive? And then Allah says to Ibrahim, are you not certain? To which Ibrahim replies, I want my certainty to increase. Ali ibn Abi Talib says, for me, if you remove the veil from my eyes and show me everything, my faith in Allah would not increase or decrease. He says with Nuh complained to his people about what happened. They complained to Allah about what is happening with his people. Whereas I, Ali ibn Abi Talib, never once complained about what they done to me with the Khilafah. He says in terms of Musa, he says with Musa was scared to go and announce to Pharaoh. He was thinking, Allah, what support shall I take with me? He says, when I announced Surah Bara'at to the Quraysh, who I had killed all their fathers, I wasn't scared one bit to go and announce it. He says, me and Isa, he says, as for Isa, when Isa was born, Allah told his mother, you have to move yourself from the Holy Land. Whereas when I was born, Allah opened his house so that I came in to be born. He says, as for me and Muhammad, I am simply a slave of the slaves of Muhammad. That's it. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Therefore he had reached political and spiritual guidance as an imam, confirmed by the moment he gave away his ring while in ruku'. Within a verse in the Quran that is there, that the poor man comes and asks the people for some charity. No one gives him any. He asks again. No one gives him any. While the poor man is asking, Ali ibn Abi Talib is in his salah. Salah is the mi'raj of the mu'min. In salah, if I treat it properly, I can rise and rise towards my Lord. Ali ibn Abi Talib, he comes, he's in his salah. While this man is asking, Ali is moving from the standing position towards ruku'. This man is asking and he wants someone to give him charity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to answer the man's dua. But as Allah always does, He shows us a wasila, who can answer, who can give us what he wants. So what happens is, as is the case that Allah can inspire anyone. He wants to inspire. The mother of Musa is not even a prophet of God. She's not even an infallible, yet she is inspired by Allah to put her child in the basket. Here we notice the same thing applies, that Allah inspires the son of Abu Talib to give his ring away. As soon as the ring is given away, Rasulullah comes with the verses, إِنَّمَا وَلِيُّكُمُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولَهُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَهُمْ رَاكِعُونَ. The only man in history who gave away his ring while in ruku' was Ali ibn Abi Talib. So here was a confirmation again, purely Quranic. And that's why when you come to the day of Ghadir, and you want to see the day of Ghadir, there is one area they'll always attack you on. And they'll say that the word Mawla has so many different meanings. And they come forward and they say, Mawla means friend. Because when Rasulullah comes, and the verse is revealed, يَا أَيُّهَا الرَّسُولُ بَلِّغْ مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ وَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلْ فَمَا بَلَّغْتَ رِسَالَتَهُ. He comes forward. The first thing Rasulullah does when he comes forward, he recites verse 6 of Surah 33. Why? Because he wants to put the word Mawla in its context. Because according to Arabic grammar, there is something called qarina. Qarina means what? Qarina means context. For example, the word trash. As an example, the word trash can mean two things depending on the paragraph. If it says the lady is taking the trash out of the house, then it means the literal. But if it says someone is speaking trash, it means that that person is speaking rubbish, not the literal. The qarina here from the context. In the same way with Rasulullah, before he says, مَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى فَهَذَا عَلِيٌّ مَوْلَى, he first says, النَّبِي أَوْلَى بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. That's the first thing, because he says, أَلَسْتُ أَوْلَى بِكُمْ مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ, to bring the word أَوْلَى first. Once they agree, yes, Ya Rasulullah, you are the first in authority, then he says, مَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى. Now the word Mawla is with what context? With the word Awla, highlighting that here it means the first in authority. This is how the area of Ghadir. And that's why when you come to the verse it says, الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي. There is a difference between أَكْمَلْتُ and أَتْمَمْتُ. Something which is complete is not necessarily perfect. This building, when it is complete, you have put all the structure, but to perfect it, you need chandeliers for them to be here. You need the curtains, and you need the paintings. In the same way, when the child is born, a child is complete, but he needs to reach that level of puberty for his reasoning to emerge, for him to become perfect. On the day of Ghadir, Islam was completed, but was perfected with the wilayah of Ali ibn Abi Talib. That's the reason completion and perfection is there. And that's why we find the Prophet Muhammad in one famous sermon of his highlights the importance of Ali ibn Abi Talib's successorship. He highlights it by coming forward and saying what? He says, I am the master of the prophets, and my successor is the master of successors. Listen to the point, brothers and sisters. I am the master of the prophets, and my successor is the master of successors. And his sons are the masters of all the other successors. He says, when Allah appointed Adam said to him, Ya Allah, appoint for me what? A successor. So Allah appointed Sheeth. Adam appointed Sheeth. Sheeth appointed Shinan. Shinan appointed Majdab. Majdab appointed Mahrab. Mahrab appointed Akhmisha. Akhmisha appointed Akhinun. Akhinun appointed Idris. Idris appointed Nahor. Nahor appointed Nuh. Nuh appointed Sam. Sam appointed Ibam. Ibam appointed Barisha. Barisha appointed Yafeth. Yafeth appointed Barah. Barah appointed Hafisha. Hafisha appointed Imran. Imran appointed Ibrahim. Ibrahim appointed Ismail. Ismail appointed Ishaq. Ishaq appointed Yaqub. Yaqub appointed Yusuf. Yusuf appointed Basriya. Basriya appointed Shu'aib. Shu'aib appointed Musa. Musa appointed Joshua. Joshua appointed Dawood. Dawood appointed Sulaiman. Sulaiman appointed Asif ibn Barkhia. Asif ibn Barkhia appointed Zakaria. Zakaria appointed Isa. Isa appointed Sham'on. Sham'on appointed Yahya. Yahya appointed Munzir. Munzir appointed Sulaiman. Sulaiman appointed Burda. Burda appointed me, and I appointed Ali ibn Abi Talib. This is the way forward. Successor after successor. Every single one of them from Adam to Muhammad is named. Successor after successor is given to show all of mankind the position of Ali ibn Abi Talib from both an area of spirituality and an area of political ability. And that's why he himself comes forward and says, in the Bible, my name is Ilya, and in the Torah, my name is Bari, and in the Psalms, my name is Eri. The Christians, the Persians knew me as Jubair, and the black